What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, last night was round two of what many people see as a preview of the Western Conference Finals. All right, now in the first game, which was Tuesday night, the Phoenix Suns defeated the Golden State Warriors and established themselves as the best team in the NBA with the hottest streak in the NBA at that time at 16 consecutive victories after a 1-3 start. Now, since then, they had defeated the Detroit Pistons and came into this contest with an 18 game winning streak, which is a franchise record and one of the longest winning streaks in the history of the NBA. Now, I thought that the Warriors were going to eke out a victory in this performance. I thought that Curry was going to bounce back. I thought that the Warriors wouldn't commit quite as many turnovers. And I thought one of the other guys would kind of get going a little bit. But you know, for the most part, for the most part, this game was rather competitive. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that Phoenix took advantage of, the Warriors' glaring uh, weakness, which is their inside presence. They went uh, to him, DeAndre Ayton, frequently. He wasn't quite as impactful in this game as he was the first game. He did have 23 points, only 6 rebounds, but he only shot 7 of 16 from the floor. Um, Phoenix was the more aggressive team offensively, and because of that, they got an abundance of free throws. The Warriors generally are more of a jump shooting team. So because of that, there was a huge disparity in free throws. But I don't think it was something that was, intentional. It's just that the flow of the game, Phoenix was the team that was more aggressive, and usually when you are aggressive offensively, that leads to contact by the opposition. So you're going to shoot more. You're going to incur more fouls. You're going to shoot more free throws. Um, the thing about the Warriors, though, is they are capable of these runs. Um, it is very reminiscent of the old Warriors teams, where it can be a nip and tuck game when you're doing everything perfect, and all it takes is Steph to come down and shoot one of those 30-foot threes, and then on the next possession you miss, then okay, here comes Jordan Poole. He pulls up for three. Now all of a sudden the Warriors, who were down one, are up five, and then they get a steal, and then somebody like Wiggins scores. They're up seven, and then you don't score. Then on the other end, Draymond Green gets an and one, like he's doing something, screaming, and then they're up by 10, and then that just completely discombobulates and demoralizes the other team. Like, what the fuck just happened? The Warriors do that a lot. They did it in this game. Now, Steph Curry didn't have an epic performance. I wasn't anticipating him having an epic performance because Phoenix plays him well. That's why I didn't say he was going to go for 40 or 50. I thought he was going to play better. He did. Uh, he wasn't gangbusters. He shot 8 for 20, but that's damn sight better than 4 for 21. Last game he was 3 of 13 from 3-point range. This game he was 6 for 11. So he was much more efficient in comparison to the last game. But by seasonal standards, this was kind of still a subpar game for him. But the thing about it is, the Warriors got more help this time. Andrew Wiggins, who was plagued with back issues in the previous contest, got it going. I believe he had 19 points. Uh, Jordan Poole had 24. And they got a lot of help from other guys from the bench. It was a total team effort. They cranked up defensively in the fourth quarter. Um, even though Phoenix still scored 28 points in the fourth quarter, the pace of the game had something to do with that. But the Warriors just blew them out from late third into the fourth quarter, and the final score was, let me see, I only won by like 20 points. me see something. Final score was 118-96, and now the season series is even. All right, at one apiece. Um, I'm not going to make any excuses for Phoenix. I'm gonna tell you why. I know people are going to say Devin Booker didn't play, but this is the thing. Um, Without Devin Booker's services for most of the last game, Phoenix was still able to play. I mean, Phoenix, excuse me, was still able to win. And you could make the argument that, hey, Golden State still doesn't have Klay Thompson. But I still wouldn't use that as an excuse last time for the Warriors. I still wouldn't use it as an excuse because prior to that game, Warriors fans were comparing this team to the all-time championship teams in history. So, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't sit up there and say, well, wow, this team is so great. You know, wow, do we even need Klay? To when you lose, well, we didn't have Klay. No, it don't work like that. So because of that, since they won, I can't. Phoenix didn't have Devin Booker. Okay, uh, you know, but in reality, I think if they did have Booker, they still would have lost by double digits. It was just the Warriors had their number, but it's still 1-1. All right, it's still 1-1 right now. These are two of the best teams in the NBA. I still think Milwaukee's going to be in the mix. That Milwaukee did lose their last game, but Giannis didn't play in that contest, and it still went down to the wire for the most part. I think the three best teams in the NBA right now are the Warriors, the Suns, and the Milwaukee Bucks. Uh, the Wizards are mirage. The Nets are front runners. You know, the Nuggets are pretenders. Portland, they're pretenders. Uh, some of these other teams, they're good, but they're not on the level of those three teams. Um, Now, if the Clippers had Kawhi Leonard, I still wouldn't quite put them up there, but they would be threats, you know. But that's pretty much my assessment of this game. The Warriors got back on the winning track. Phoenix is still a team to be reckoned with. Chris Paul, to me, is one of the most underrated players in the history of the NBA. I really do believe that. And that's pretty much it, man. Tell me what you guys think.